you to my friend, or she calls me my older sister. My older sister, Eunice. She's also introduced in the presentation. Why we decided to invite Eunice is because the work that she does is so very applicable to our theme this year, which is at the table. I don't know anybody with a bigger table than Eunice's table, personally, and you'll understand why. So welcome, Eunice. And no, Eunice is not famous because I made her portrait. I'm very excited to show you why she really is famous. Okay, so instead of introducing Eunice myself, I found a little video where she introduces herself.
My name is Eunice. I'm coming from Eastern Cape, in a small town, Indwe, from the big family of 8, raised with respect and care. My dream was to be a social worker. Then when I'm coming here in Western Cape, I was getting married. So my husband and his aunt didn't want to take me back to school. So my dream was not to come true. Today I'm a domestic work. Then I decided to open a soup kitchen in my area to help unemployed people there in my area. Because I like to help people, I don't want to look someone struggling. I feed 190 children with the help of 7 ladies to preparing food for them. 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. Lockdown was keep us very busy because I started this soup kitchen with 89 children. So from the lockdown, the number will increase to 190. When I'm working, I will preparing for the next day during the night from 8 to 10. Then we cook just not half done. Then at 6 o'clock in the morning, I started again. When I'm finished to wash myself, then I started, then the ladies who's helping me, they come and finish up the food. Then they can feed the children. My husband was passed away in 2018. He was suffering with stroke. He left me with 3 children. My sister's child, his mother was passed away in 2004. He was 2 years. Then I raised him with me and my husband. So now this year, he's 18 years. He's in grade 11. My motivation is that I like to help. I like to help people to do difference in my area, and I do with love to help.
I can't do a better job to introduce you, Eunice, except I found it interesting. I don't know if you're aware, I looked up your name and it means joyfully victorious. And I think that's quite true. So the format of this talk is it's sort of based on a series of Facebook posts that I have been making in the last 5-6 years, which started as a way of telling Eunice's story to make more people aware of the wonderful work that she's doing, initially with the hope that we can find more funds. And that has happened in a very beautiful way, and we hope to show that. So a lot of the slides will be quotes from from Eunice's story that I was having. And the date at the top is just the date of the post, not necessarily the date when something happened. So on the 18th of July 2020, during lockdown, I went to visit Gratefulness. I'm good at rambling, and my husband said he's going to give me the eye. So this story is not about me, it's about what Eunice does, but I want to tell this short story because God has used that and really made it flourish. Is that in 2020 I did a small extra job somewhere and I got extra funding, and I decided on the time. And I decided I want to give a part of this funding to an initiative, but I want to give it to an initiative that is run by a woman. And I prayed about it, and I spoke with my parents about it, and my mother said, but why don't you go and check what Eunice is doing? I knew Eunice, and I knew she cooks for people, but I went to visit. And this is some of the stories the first time I went in 2020. I'm going to leave it for you to read. Just a couple of facts that I also posted at the same time. 1 in 10 South Africans go hungry every day. 2016 stunting was estimated to be 27% among South African children. In South Africa, just over a quarter of the population are still food insecure despite insufficient food being produced at national level, according to the South African National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey. And this is the view from Eunice's house. And looking out onto the little piece of land where she started distributing food to people during lockdown. Eunice, can you please tell us where did Gratefulness start? What made you start Gratefulness Soup Kitchen?
Morning, everyone. I want to start. The Gratefulness started in 2019 when I was saw an 8-year boy scratching on the bin when I was coming from work. So I saw this a small boy looking something to eat in the dustbin. So that thing was touching my heart. So I decided to go to talk with my neighbors. There were 6 ladies. I was going to talk with them door to door and tell them what I'm thinking. So they agree with me. So I told them, I don't have money and I've got nothing, but God will see. What are you going to do? So I told them we're going to start only for 1 day on Saturdays. So I bought a bread and making a soup. Sometimes I took the food from my cupboard, and my children sometimes they were angry and said, Mama, what are you going to eat? And then I told them, no, God will see. Then we take and cook for them. So it's where the Gratefulness started. Then it was growing, and then the other people were also touched. So we started to cook 5 days a week, from 1 day to 5 days a week, because of God. Because every day before we start, I told them we must pray. We must put God in the middle, then God will help us. So even today, God is with us.
Thanks, Eunice. We didn't think we were both going to cry. And then Eunice started an NPO. She registered an NPO in 2019. Eunice, would you mind just giving us a little bit of a picture? What does it entail to start an NPO? what exactly did it ask of you?
In October 1919, I just sit down also with that ladies, and I told them, I'm going to register this soup kitchen. Then I must get an NPO, so we can get a funding to the different places like ShopRite, and then we can go and ask them the food, because when we have the NPO, it's easy to get a funding. So I'm trying and take the money and wait, I get the wages. When I get my wages, I'm starting to do the paperwork. So I waited 6 months before I getting the NPO. After I getting the NPO, there's someone who's telling me I must also have a PBO. So a friend of mine was helping me to get a PBO in 2020. So Gratefulness Soup Kitchen is registered now. I've got an NPO and a PBO.
Mm. Thanks, Eunice. Just in case you're not aware of it, Eunice did this. I'm always amazed by this because I hate bureaucratic systems and all the loops you have to go through. Eunice did it without a private vehicle, without a printer, without Wi-Fi, without a laptop. So I am really lifting my hat for that. And before that, you cooked in your kitchen, and I know how big your kitchen is. It is, that part was about as broad as from your chair to mine. Right, and then COVID. You said COVID was busy. Will you tell us a little bit more just about what you remember of COVID-19?
COVID was making us very busy because the number of the people were increased. We're not only feeding the children, we also help the old people and the foreigners, because most of the foreigners were not working. So most of them, they will come to my house and say, "Sis, can you please help us with food?" So it was a big job for me, and I was having nothing, but God was provided, because I did manage to help them, to give them food.
Thanks, Eunice. I'm going to share just 2 quick pictures of the COVID-19 time. This picture I really like because it looks like you're like 4 warriors, 5 food warriors, 6 food warriors. And take note, these food warriors are unemployed women. They are unemployed women who get up at 5 every morning to cook for 200 people. And there was the handing out. And then I'll leave the next one for you to read also. So those of you who don't know the name Ralarala, that was the name of the ship that Van Velden arrived in Cape in 1652. The name of the neighborhood in which he listed. Right, and then I'll quickly read this one, just to give you a sense of what Eunice also does. How many today? I asked when I arrived at Gratefulness Soup Kitchen last week. 110 now, she said, leaning over the register book. When I left, the number had stood at 150. There are less today, she said, because it's Sasa Day. A monthly date that hovers only on the fringes of my awareness, yet which is crucial to millions of fellow South Africans. While I wait on Eunice, I stroll over to the vegetable garden I last visited when the plants were only seedlings. This small communal patch of land now boasts lush beds of cabbage, flowering chili plants, spinach, onion, and other winter veggies. encircling the garden that they earth is decorated with painted stones and healthy succulents. Stepping over a used condom at the edge of the fence while trying to take a picture, it strikes me how this group of unemployed women from the township of Domodaris offers so much more than hot meals they prepare daily. Engaging the youth in life skill programs and educational activities such as gardening, these mothers often offer a safe mentoring environment with the hope of seeing fewer teenagers become pregnant long before their fragile selves can handle the role of motherhood. This is on Mother's Day in 2021. Right, so then what happened was I thought, okay, the 2001 I gifted Gratefulness is going to last probably like one day. So maybe tithing with my time and abilities might make more sense. And so I tried to write to the local paper. And I have a cousin who happens to work at the Maryke van Velden, and so I applied for their gap fund, which was remarkably quickly, the process was very easy and quick, and Eunice Gratefulness was gifted 10,000 rand within, I think, a week, something like that. And we went further because I couldn't stop telling Eunice's story, and so I also told it to my friends. I came in August, before they had children, and we went out for sushi, and people like August has a fabulous beard, but he also, I saw that picture, sorry, from social, I know he's a very private person, August has a fabulous beard, but August also has fabulous social capital, and so working at Capitec, he decided he will start a fundraising campaign. I'm trying my Bible campaign, which is raising just about 100 rand a week, and then he starts at Capitec, and he said, okay, I'll shave off my beard if I can make 10, 15, 50,000. It took me 4 days, but then, why didn't we document this? He's shaved his beard halfway. And he said he'll shave it off if he can make 20,000. And within I think another 2 days, he raised 25,000 rand with his beard. With shaving his beard, with getting rid of it. And so August donated those funds straight to Gratefulness. And Eunice was super excited. Can you tell them what you wanted to do with those funds?
Okay, when I saw that fund, I told Maryke, my kitchen is too small. So in my mind, I was dreaming to get a container to have a kitchen, because my kitchen is too small. So we're trying to search the containers online. So I told Maryke, I saw the company in Durban. They said they are making containers with everything for the kitchen. So we're trying to order that container. So that guy told me, we can deliver your container. It's gonna just take only 3 days. Then on Friday we'll get your container. So I phoned Maryke and tell her about that. So we're trying to, he said, deposit the money. Then the things will make the things quickly. So I told her on Tuesday, I tell Maryke that people will keep the money. They must send the money to him. So they send the money, and I phoned him and said, did you get the money? And he said, yes. In the morning we'll finish your container. He showed me the fake pictures. It was on Wednesday. So on Thursday morning, on Wednesday, I just trying to be worried when we finish to hear they send all the money. on Thursday morning, I'm trying to call him. His phone was off. So I quickly phoned Maryke and Nicole, the other lady in Pai, and told them, oh, this thing is looking like a scam. But I was worried, but not too much. But in my heart, there is something that Mama Anna was passing through in the difficult things. So I just comfort myself with that. So if it is a scam, I must cool down. Then when I'm trying to call him, the phone is off. And on Friday, the phone is off. So I tell Maryke and Nicole, this is a scam.
So that was the message from SAPS. We went to the police station, we reported it, we got a case number, and that was pretty much half of our case rate. So that was lost, the 25,000 rand. The 25,000 rand yet. Thanks to always there's someone in Durban, well, who knows where. And when one phones Eunice, I think I told her this the other day, you can hear she's smiling when I phone you. And that weekend, I don't think I've ever heard you that way. It was like, I think at the end of the weekend you said you couldn't get up this weekend and you couldn't speak with your children because you were so distraught. But she also told me this. It was more difficult for me to believe, but Eunice had more faith than I did. And what happened next was, this was more or less the time when the Morgan funding came in, 10,000. And then my cousin who works at Morgan said, but why don't you try the Unemployed Foundation? I said, okay, I'll try the Unemployed Foundation. And I searched them online and I just couldn't find any portal. There was no way to, there was no contact details. And I wrote back and I said, I can't find any contact details. And so he said, oh, don't worry, my brother-in-law is the managing director there, so here's his email, just send this, fill out the same form you did for us and whatever, and just send it to him. And so I did. And the following. So I'll read the fine script here. I sent the application form on the 30th of August, and on the 8th of September, I got an email saying, good news, this morning the trustees of the Unemployed Foundation approved 30,000 rand to the purchase of and equipping of a container and 10,000 rand per month for 12 months for food supplies. We'll arrange the necessary for the first payment. That was in 2020. Eunice, how much do you get from them per month now?
They give me 38,000.
That is now 5 years later, and they continue giving her funding every month.
Yes.
And they also pay the fencing around, the Clearview fencing.
Yes.
Right. And we're hoping for containers for the classrooms.
Yes.
Right. Moving on, this is just a picture of the container and the planting of a tree in front of it. And these are some images of the operations. So Eunice and her team writes on there of every single person who's standing queue for food every day. She said, the ladies are getting lazy now, you said. You don't want to write down the names anymore. And then an example of a menu for the week. This is in the container, as you can see that was in the winter. But then, of course, that's not enough for Eunice to start a soup kitchen, and so she decided, she'll start daycare too, in her home. Eunice, can you just please tell us about the daycare that you started?
In 2022, I decided to start a daycare because some of the kids were coming to get food from the soup kitchen. They used to come to my house early in the morning, say about 8 o'clock. So that time we not finished preparing food. We not finished cooking food, we just preparing for dish up at 1 o'clock. So they just come to my house and sit there the whole day. So I just sit down and thinking to open the daycare. But I tell myself I don't have a space for them. How can I do? But luckily it was a summertime. So I opened it when it is hot, I just took them and then sit outside. And that time I wasn't having a chair, nothing, even the blanket. I just took my blankets when they are going to sleep, and I also use my bed. I was started with 10 children from 2022 with one lady who helped me. So now I've got 92 children. I renting a flat to one of my friends in the same street, and the other kids is there in my house. I was trying to make my house bigger. Then now I'm waiting our municipality to give me the land. So it's 99% chances to get the land. They said I must wait before the end of October. They will tell me. So I trust God that land is mine because I did submitted everything they want. And they said we are only 2 people who apply for that land. So maybe early next year I will call some of you to come and see my new place. And then early this year, the young people told me I must put together the soup kitchen and the crèche in one NPO. So I'm trying to apply and change the name. So now the new name of my 2 projects is Gratefulness Hope Centre. So I already have NPO number and the PPO number also.
From the inside of Eunice's daycare, another reflection. Last year for Youth Day, I decided I want to go and spend the weekend with Eunice so that I can see what it looks like at Gratefulness Soup Kitchen and daycare. And this was the reflection part of the reflection I wrote my time there. When I was preparing to go to you that weekend, I sent messages and said, Eunice, I'm going to pack my fold-up mattress and my sleeping bag. And Eunice said, no, my friend, no, it's no need, you can share my bed. So, nothing is safe for yourself. So, many of you heard of Eunice because I made a portrait of Eunice. So about the portrait, I'm going to just quickly say what I did, but then I'm going to have Eunice give us the last word. in terms of the part of the content that I use. So I made text transfers to build up Eunice's space. These are layers of vertical text in East Coast. In Kosa, not East Coast, in Kosa. I asked Eunice, which passages would you want me to use for the drawing? So I'm going to pick out the last one and tell you which passages she asked me to use and why she asked me to use those passages.
It's the Kings and Job, especially Job, because Job was going through difficult things, but he doesn't leave God. Always, when his wife is talking with him, leave this God. Look, how is it you look now? You're sick. And Job doesn't give up. He trusts God. So I like him because I also go through in a difficult thing. I was starting all this with nothing, but because I was trusting God, and even today, God is with me. He doesn't leave me. Always, He's with me.
Thanks, Eunice.